Hi, it's Lauren from Heart of Deborah, and I am so excited to share this with you today. This is something that is just on my heart as a mom and even as a friend, to do to our fellow moms. This is something that I love talking about. Our words are so powerful, and we may not always realize how impactful they can be and how they can encourage and uplift. But they can also tear down. So we want to make sure we're using our words for good. But first, what brought all this to my mind was there's certain videos on my phone that I just love to watch over and over. I don't know if you're like me, but when my kids go to bed, I'm like so ready for them to go to bed. And then when they're gone, I like miss them and watch videos of them on my phone. And there's this one video that I especially love of our daughter. I'm going to see if I can find it to share a short clip with you. But in this video, she is using this painter tool to get these small fruit pie pieces, and it's difficult. She's only 2, so it's like hard for her to do. And you can hear her saying, "I need help." But then she's like, "Okay, you can do it. You just go like this and just try a little harder, and you just do your thumb like this." And she's encouraging herself. And I love hearing that self-talk and hearing her encourage herself. And I think part of the reason she does it, I'm hoping, right? This is not by accident, but it's because we are speaking life into her on a daily. And then she's doing it in turn for herself. And this is something that I am so fortunate to have mentors from my church, older women in my life who have spoken life into me, and then in turn I can do this for my kids. And they've always encouraged me to pray the scriptures. And what does that mean? So there's scriptures that say, like, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And so we can speak these over our kids, and we can speak these words of life that come from the Bible that are so powerful, and it will do something to their spirit. So telling your daughter when she comes down, she gets dressed, she's like, "How does this look? Is this good for school?" You can just say, like, "You did a great job picking it out. You look so beautiful. You are wonderfully made. You are fearfully made." And that's a way to pray the scripture and to put their name into that. Also, scriptures about God having plans for us to give us a hope and a future. We can speak that into our kids. Like if they're trying new activities, like, God has great things in store for you, and we can't wait to see the gifts that He is hidden in you and that He's going to bring out in you. And we can change the atmosphere of our home and change our relationship with our kids, really, when we speak these words of life. So on heartofdeborah.com, I share a whole bunch of scriptures that I think bring life and that you can pray over your kids easily. And then I give examples of how you can use those phrases throughout the day. And you just want to encourage your kids, like, you are a child of God. You are chosen. God, we just had a baby. So my daughter was asking a lot of questions about, like, how our baby's born and, what's going on. I could speak to her how God perfectly knit her together in my womb, and how He, knew all the hairs on her head, and He has these intimate details and unique ways that He created her. And that brings life, right? That brings life to her. And sure, there's going to be times, I write a lot about discipline on my blog too, where we have to say no, and where our kids might be frustrated with us or upset that we set boundaries. But those times where we spoke life will come back, right? And it will be there to encourage your relationship with your kids, even if you do need to make some tough choices, right? So check that out. There's a printable, you can print it out, hang it on your fridge so that you know. And you can obviously pray these things before bed if you pray, or you can just speak them throughout the day. It doesn't need to be like a formal prayer. You can just share parts of these scriptures with your kids throughout the day. So let me know if this is something that you do, if you've ever heard of this before. A lot of people are like, what does it mean to speak life? The Bible tells us that our words have a power of life and death. So that is where this is coming from. But I want to hear from you. Do you do this? What verses do you love to pray over your kids? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.